At 2:13 in the morning, Sam pressed the button, Delete History. Everything disappeared from his phone, but nothing disappeared from his mind. He had promised himself. Yesterday was the last time. He had made the same promise before. Again and again and again. No one was forcing him to open those websites. No one was holding the phone in his hand. But still, Sam did not feel free. However, his story did not begin that night. It began when he was only 12 years old. Sam was growing up. His body was changing. He was also experiencing new feelings, but nobody had explained these changes to him. One day, he discovered that touching a private part of his body felt good. He did not understand what he was doing. He was only a young boy trying to understand his changing body. This did not make him dirty. It did not make him weak, and it did not make him a bad person. But a few months later, Sam received his first smartphone. One evening, he saw an image online. That image led him to a video, and that video opened a door that slowly became harder to close. At first, Sam watched porn only sometimes. Then he started watching it whenever he felt bored. After that, he watched it whenever he felt lonely, stressed, angry, or sad. Slowly, his brain learned a pattern. He felt bad. He picked up his phone. He watched porn. He felt better for a short time. Then he felt guilty. After some time, the same thing happened again. This is how habits become powerful. Think about brushing your teeth. When you were a child, someone had to remind you, but now you do it without thinking much. The same thing happens when you wear a t-shirt. You do not stop and think, where should I put my head? Where should I put my hands? You have done it many times, so now your brain does it almost automatically. The same thing happens with your phone. Sometimes you pick up your phone only to check the time, but without thinking you open Instagram, YouTube, or another app, then you forget why you picked up the phone. This is the power of a habit. When you repeat something many times, it becomes easier to do it again. Sam had repeated his habit so many times that whenever he felt stressed, his hand automatically reached for his phone. The real problem was not that his body was being magically destroyed. The real problem was that the habit was taking away his time, his sleep, his focus, and his ability to control his choices. Sam stayed awake late at night. He felt tired the next morning. He stopped completing his schoolwork on time. He started avoiding people. He was always afraid that someone might discover his secret. He also stopped enjoying simple things. Whenever he felt sad, bored, or stressed, he wanted quick relief. But the worst part was how Sam started talking to himself. He said, "You are disgusting. You are weak. You will never change." But these words did not help him. They only made him feel worse. And whenever he felt worse, he returned to the same habit. His shame had become part of the cycle. One night, Sam looked into the mirror and said, "That is enough. From tomorrow, I will never do this again." He deleted everything from his phone. For 2 days, he controlled himself. But on the third day, he had an argument at home. He felt angry and stressed. He went into his bedroom. He locked the door, and he picked up his phone. Within a few minutes, the old habit returned. Sam thought, "I failed because I am weak." But Sam was not weak. The real problem was that he had no plan. His phone was still beside his bed. The websites were still easy to open. He was alone whenever he felt stressed. And he did not know what to do when an urge came. Sam was trying to change his habit, but everything around him was making the old habit easy. One day, Sam stopped asking, "Why am I such a bad person?" Instead, he asked, "What happens before I lose control?" For 1 week, he watched his behavior carefully. He did not judge himself. He simply tried to understand his habit. Soon he found his biggest triggers: loneliness, stress, late nights, being alone with his phone, and certain social media accounts. Then Sam understood something very important. An urge is not an order. An urge is only a feeling. It comes, it stays for some time, and then it goes away. Sam did not need to control his whole life in one night. He only needed to control the next few minutes. So Sam made a simple plan. At night, he charged his phone outside his bedroom. He installed a website blocker. He gave its password to someone he trusted. He unfollowed social media accounts that caused strong urges. He stopped taking his phone into the bathroom. And whenever an urge came, he followed a simple 10-minute rule. He stood up. He left the room. He drank some water. He went for a short walk, or he did some exercise. Then he waited for 10 minutes before making any decision. Sometimes he called a friend. Sometimes he wrote down his feelings. Slowly, Sam understood something else. Many times, he was not truly looking for porn. He was looking for relief from stress, boredom, sadness, or loneliness. Sam also started sleeping on time. He began exercising. He started working on his goals again. Exercise was not magic, but a healthy daily routine helped him control his old habit. Most importantly, Sam spoke to someone he trusted. Later, he also spoke with a counselor. Talking about it felt difficult at first, but after asking for help, Sam no longer felt alone. His secret became less powerful because he no longer had to fight it alone. Then, after many good days, Sam made a mistake. He returned to the old habit. For a moment, he thought, I failed again. All my progress is gone. But this time, Sam did not give up. He understood that one mistake did not remove all his progress. One bad day did not make him a bad person. A mistake was not a reason to surrender. Instead of hating himself, Sam tried to understand what went wrong. He had stayed awake late, he was stressed, and he had taken his phone into his bedroom. So, he fixed these problems and started again. Getting better does not mean that you will never make a mistake. It means that every time you fall, you choose to stand up again. Months later, Sam was not a superhero. He still experienced urges sometimes, but those urges no longer controlled his life. He stopped measuring his success only by counting days. He started looking at the life he was building. He was sleeping better. He could focus on his work. He was spending more time with other people. He was feeling more confident, and he was learning to control his own choices. Sam was finally becoming free. If you can see yourself in Sam, please remember this. You are not disgusting. You are not permanently damaged, and you are not alone. But if porn is controlling your time, sleep, studies, work, or relationships, do not ignore the problem. Find your triggers. Make porn harder to access. Keep your phone away from your bed. Remove accounts and apps that trigger you. Replace the old habit with a healthy activity. Talk to someone you trust. And if you cannot regain control by yourself, please speak to a trained counselor or mental health professional. Asking for help does not make you weak. It means that you are ready to change. You do not have to become perfect today. You only need to make the next right decision, then make another good decision, and then another. Slowly, those good decisions will become your new habit. Remember, a strong person is not someone who never feels an urge. A strong person is someone who understands that an urge does not control the decision. You do.